Hey there gardeners, Chris here from Steading. I saw a really cool idea on Gardening Australia the other day, which was to use these pallets as basically a method of holding soil on a steeper incline. And while this was not as steep as the example that Hannah was giving when she basically showcased this idea, I thought it was a really good idea for this little location here. We've got an embankment which here is a little bit flatter. It gets flatter over that way. It gets much steeper behind me, as you can see. And basically what I want to do is I want to fill the soil in, and I'm actually going to try and grow some pumpkins in here because there's a nice really open flat area down below me. There is some native grasses and things like that around here, but it shouldn't impact that too much, and it will just give me a nice little growing area that's really out of the way and that's not going to impact on anything else. Because if you've grown melons or pumpkins, you'll realize they're pretty sprawling. You need a really generous area for them, nice sunny spot. Whether this is going to be too dry, because this is a harsher area, it's in full sun, is a question, but I'm just going to fill these with soil now that I've got them in, and I'm going to give it a go, because at the end of the day, that's what gardening is all about. And if you see a good idea, it's worth giving it a try. As far as what I've done here, I've got 2 pallets that I actually picked up a while ago. They've been sitting around, which is why this one's quite silvered. It's silvered where it's been in the sun, and where it's that more timber color, like here, it's just where the other pallet's been sitting up next to it. These are heat treated. They are not chemically treated. That's really important if you're thinking about growing something edible like I am. And I'd probably err on that side of caution just for anything like this, because obviously you're growing stuff in the ground. You don't really want to poison your soil. And so yeah, it's just a really simple matter of putting this down. I bought a couple of quite long pegs just from a local hardware shop, and I nailed it in up the top. Just making sure there's not a snake behind me. I'm hearing a lot of grass noise over there. So I nailed them in up the top on this one. The really good thing about the one behind me is there was actually a dead tree stump that came up in the perfect location to hold one corner, so I only needed 1 stake. The stakes were $4, so they're probably the most expensive part of this whole project. To stop the soil running out the bottom end of one of these, basically what I did is I chopped some pieces with my little handsaw of just kind of leftover hardwood that I had that's actually very weathered from a chicken coop. I chopped them to length and ran them down the end here just as basically a soil stop. On this one, I did put this little bit of timber here as a little bit of an edge as well. The one behind me, the pallet itself was a better design, so it worked really well. And yeah, as you can see, I've already thrown a bucket of soil in, and I'll fill them up. We'll put some mulch on top as well, and we'll see how we go. And I'll be doing some, updates of really how these go. Now, to be fair, maybe pumpkins aren't going to be the best option. This is a nice little section of the garden where I've put in some native grasses. I think it's a lamandra that I was given. And perhaps if the pumpkins don't work, we'll try some natives, because they should be a little bit hardier for this section of the garden. And I wouldn't even mind getting some more pallets. Of course, we have a small car, so it's very hard to pick up pallets. We normally have to grab them when we're borrowing a vehicle from someone else. But at some point in the future, hopefully we'll have a ute or something like that, which would make picking up these kind of things to repurpose really easy and offer a great opportunity to do these kind of projects a lot more frequently. So closer look at my second pallet. Hopefully you can see up the top there, we've got what I reckon was probably one of these native acacias of some kind that's been chopped out in the past, and it's just a pretty solid stump. Obviously a bit of termite damage. That's very normal here where we are. There's heaps of termites everywhere. And I actually started filling in like a bit of a hole here, which I'm not really sure where it goes. There's lots of holes and bits and pieces all over the ground here. And so yeah, all I did is I chucked down this pallet, again, heat treated pallet, put an end on it. It had this kind of bracing bit down the bottom here, which was more ideal, and it should hold soil really well. And this is a good enough location that I could put another pallet slightly offset, because there's a big rock in the ground there, further down, and kind of extend this space out. And I feel like this might be the better place to really, grow our stuff. But we'll see how we go. Having a couple of, what do they call it, eggs in the oven? No. A couple of muffins in the oven. Having a couple of things that you're trying at once is normally a good idea because, yeah, if one of them fails, which from my history, it's pretty common, you've got a backup. So yeah, there you go. And particularly if you buy seedlings, you're normally getting way more than you need for something like a pumpkin or a melon or something like that. So yeah, having a couple of places to put them in, awesome idea. Okay then, I've got my pumpkins here. It's a Queensland Blue. Can't remember why I chose that one. Harvest in 16 to 18 weeks, so that's a long one. Plant 120 centimeters apart. It's a prostrate vine, which means that it runs across the ground, obviously, and full sun. So for this location, should be perfect. What I thought I'd also do in the bed that's probably going to be a little bit more protected is put in this sweet potato I bought. So it's just an orange sweet potato, full sun. It does say pot suitable, low maintenance, which is ideal, and it grows to 60 centimeters. I've never grown sweet potatoes, but I've heard easy to grow. Yeah, a cool kind of crop. It's going to have kind of limited space there because I don't know if it's going to be able to expand outside that container, but the plan was to probably add a couple more of these pallets if I can, so that might work out. So we're going to chuck these in. I forgot my gloves, but shouldn't be too much of an issue. And what I'm actually going to do with these, there's a couple here, and so there's one really good one, and then the other three are a little bit sad. And I always chuck the sticker in until it dies. So where's our big one? I might just split this in two. We're putting the two in because why not? Same with this one over here. This one looks a little on the damaged side, and we are probably putting them a little bit too close together. And the idea is that they can grow down, especially their roots can grow down from that location, and obviously they'll grow down across it as well. We're going to chuck some mulch on. This is the pumpkins pretty much done, so kind of exciting. Never done these before. Okay, will Peter, Poe, Pam, and Fatty with a PH survive? You'll have to wait and see on next episode of Garden Steading Pumpkin Watch, but I'm fairly hopeful. Okay then, sweet potato will go again up the top so that its roots have got plenty of room to grow down, and yeah, I'm pretty excited. It's first time growing a sweet potato, and obviously this is a bit of a different gardening technique in the old pallet. We're not going to put it right up the top. Now it's just a matter of giving these a water and hoping for the best.